Of course, the most beautiful works of art that I've seen in this world are human beings and the lives we live and the diversity amongst us and the way that we go about this life that we have. And among human beings, I think the most beautiful are children who are pure and shine. And I think among children, the most beautiful to me are the ones who are able to shine in the midst of circumstances that many of us would not be able to. I'd like to share with you some of these resilient kids that I met. This boy I met in a remote village of Nicaragua. He's walking through town with that, looks like a cafeteria tray, and on it is a cake cut up. And I watched him. He was the mayor. He had a joke for everybody, a smile, a hug, a kiss, a handshake, a friendly word. He knew. I was watching him in action. It was incredible to see how he was just working it. And it was his town. And I really loved watching him in action. And I said, I got to talk to this kid. And he told me his story. Since he was 4, his mom would make a cake, put it on that tray, cut it up, and say to him, you don't come home until you sold that whole cake. Or it's pitch black dark out, and there's no way to buy it. It was a real poor village. I'm imagining they probably didn't have a lot of days, maybe even any, where all the cake was gone because they didn't have money for cake. Now, you might be looking at the picture saying, what kind of cake is that he could turn the tray sideways? I could tell you that she puts a layer of glue on the bottom, but I won't do that. I bought the cake, gave it away to the children of the village, and I said to them, you know what? You're free. Go have some fun. And you know what I learned? He was always free. And he had found a way to have fun in his life. My favorite place in the world maybe is Dr. Tony's place down in Lima, Peru, where kids have incredible situations and injuries and things like that. This little boy had just had eye surgery. And I loved watching him fearlessly on this little scooter. That spirit is just in so many, maybe even all of the kids there in that place. Speaking of Dr. Tony's place, well, look at that kid. Look at where the cast on his legs. And look at these two boys. They were buddies. They're the most mischievous kids that I ever had in that place. I don't need to tell you that though, do I? You can tell. The boy on the right, it's Jefferson. Jefferson's was stuck in a house that they put on fire to get even with his father. They didn't know he was inside. And after he got burned, his father dropped him off and said, I don't want him. That's Jefferson. He handles it most of the time. Sometimes he has a meltdown. This little boy on the right is Victor. Victor was born with no arms and one leg and was thrown in the garbage and found and brought to Dr. Tony's. Two kids that are dealing with unbelievable situations, but yet can you just see the face of that boy there? You know, totally mischievous, both of them, but totally finding a way to just shine in the midst of circumstances. This little guy over here. And then there'll always be Rosemary. Rosemary's my girl. She has obviously cancer, sick in bed all morning, but she got up, tried to pull herself together. I gave her a little bottle of bubbles, you know, and we just had so much fun together. Resilience. This is Carlitos. Carlitos is my buddy down in Bolivia. Carlitos is in our project down there, and he learned how to juggle from us. Not me, I'm spastic, I have no coordination at all, but the project we have taught him how to juggle. And he became a master at it, working the street corners, juggling for people, amazing them, and bringing money home to his dad, who would assure him it was going to be used for the family and then drink it all away in one night. He never gave up on his father, who eventually did give up drinking. And he also never gave up on his dream. He's a master juggler. And right now, he teaches other kids how to do what he learned. And then there's also always be Percy. Percy, been friends with since he was little. He also has no place to belong, but he was born not able to consume any kind of solid food. And now, this summer, seeing him, he finally can. And to see him enjoy a cupcake when we all go out for coffee together was really a special treat to see him hang in there. These young men I met in Africa. The one on the left saw his whole family murdered inside in front of him. And he told me about how he ran for a year, scared at all points that the people who murdered his family would find him and kill him too. The boy on the right was a child soldier. He had been forced to do many things, and neither one of these boys wanted to dig up the past and constantly go over it. But they both, when I gave them a chance to say something to the kids in America, wanted to say something that had to do with their faith and how that had given them the strength to keep going. All kids love to have their picture taken. Kids just love to put on a big smile. They see a camera out, they love it. And that's why all the more hurtful is when you see a kid who just cannot smile, when you give them that chance. And you wonder what has happened to them. What is their story? What happened that caused the shine, the sparkle, to go out of them? And so those kids, those kids stay with me.
When we were young and truth was paramount, we were older then, and we lived a life without any doubt. Those memories, they seem so long ago. What's become of them? When you feel like me, I want you to know, don't cry, you're not alone. Don't cry tonight, my baby, don't cry, you'll always be loved. Don't cry tonight, my baby.